Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Hope you're having a good week so far. Now, we got no priority subs and people skipping the queue at the moment. And what that might mean I've got to go dumpster diving for my dinner tonight. It also means I can kind of start wrapping up some of the free queue and pushing out some of the bands who've been sitting in there for the best part of a year or even longer. Now, I'll look through all my playlists, and one of the biggest playlists I've got is modern metalcore, because there's a lot of modern metalcore bands out there. They like being on the channel, but we don't actually get to push them out quite as often as we used to. So what I've done today is just pulled out the 7 bands that were next in the queue of the modern metalcore queue. I don't know if we're going to get through all 7 bands today, but I just feel like rolling through bands. I'm going to not try and talk too much about it as well, so we're just listening to the music. But if you just want to hang out and check out a bunch of metalcore today, this is where we're going to do it. We've had these guys on the channel before, Spirits of Stygia. Their track is called Misguided Guardians. This one's from 8 months ago. Let's give it a spin. No bassist in the band. There's some bass in the mix.
Candles for the dead. Misguided guardians. We were just lost individuals. No power left in us. Imagine if we were stronger. Goodbye.
Heavy. Dope one. Now, I'm pretty sure we've only ever had lyric videos and visualizers out of these guys before. Really love to see the guys in the band, and the fact that they got no bassist in the band, which is interesting as well, although there was a very nice bass tone in the mix. Yeah, look cool in the video, and nice to see the guys in the band actually finally as well. Really heavy track, punching and stabbing, chunky as hell, really nice. This band's called UMBRA. Their track is called Beneath. Let's give it a spin. Nice how the extra parts came in on the chorus there. So punchy, Dan. Music nowadays just kicks you round the head. Now, there's one thing that when I'm watching a band that makes me absolutely cringe like hell, and these guys did it, they were all doing it, and I've been cringing at it ever since the 90s, really, when I first saw Chris Novoselic do it in Nirvana, and that's dudes who don't wear any shoes and they're barefoot on stage. I've never liked it, not because I've got a thing about feet or anything like that, but I just always imagine, and my mind just always thinks that they're just going to tread on something on stage, and it's a really bad idea to be on a stage with bare feet. Now, these guys were in the music video and stuff, but it just made me think of that. I've always hated bare feet on stage. It always makes me cringe because I just imagine they're going to step on a jack or something like that. It's going to go straight through their foot. But man, these guys were nice, heavy again. You just can't go wrong with the sound of these bands. So heavy and pumping. This is a dope band, Abbie Falls. Oh, I wanted to mention as well on that last one, sorry. I really like the way that you thought that these guys were just going to go into a melodic, singy chorus, but they didn't. They kept it nice and heavy with a double vocal, which I liked as well, but actually a kind of chorusy, melodic, synthy sound came into the mix at that stage. And then after that, they did a lot of vocal layering with some kind of melodic vocal in the background there, but still keeping the heavy vocal. I thought that was a really cool way of making it feel like that modern metalcore melodic chorus, but actually not really being that, not just dropping into a melodic verse. I thought it was a really nice way to do it. It sounded great. This is Abbie Falls. Their track is called Death Row. Let's check these guys out.
Zajistý. Já si rozbudu. Okay.
Yeah. You never need to turn these bands up or anything like that. If anything, you think about turning them down because they're so heavy and loud.
There's always something wrong.
Man, what great energy from this track. Absolutely killer. Thinking outside the box with the guitar and on this one, not only with the tone and the freshness of all that, but just all that stabbing and kind of galloping, djenting, boom, boom. I don't think like that as a guitarist. I've been playing guitar like nearly 30 years, and my brain does not think like that in whatsoever. So these guys are fresh. Very, very dope. This is a dope band, Frontières. I'm having a real blast checking out these bands. We might actually get through all 7. I'm not even sure, but I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Frontières, their track is called Mirage, featuring Lochie Keogh of Alpha Wolf. Let's enjoy these guys. Every track is just heavy, loud, wide, slamming, comes at you like a ton of bricks. Such a hell of a tone. Killer. Such a great sound, such a great experience listening to this music, because it just, for me, especially when you got headphones on really nice and loud, it feels like it fills your whole head, your whole brain is filled by the sound. You know, it's not coming from in front of you, or even just kind of slightly coming around the sides. It's everywhere. It feels like it's like your whole kind of world has been taken over by this sound. You couldn't escape it. It's no, it's not quieter in any sections or anything like that. It's just full on direct sound straight into your ears with no air or anything like that. And it's a different experience to listen to the music because of that, because it feels different to listen to the music. Man, it really suits it as well. So punchy, so stabby. The guitar tone in this one was just this most powerful, dense, driving tone. It was amazing, really great, nice digital edge to it as well. Super, super sick. Now I was thinking these last few tracks now have made me think that modern metalcore as it was in 2015 to 2020, which is a while, 5 years, was really boring in my opinion. The bands were just doing the same stuff. They all sounded the same. The mixers were all doing the same thing, trying to just accentuate the kick and the snare as much as they could. So they were too much in the mix. And, you had those kind of loudness wars and everything. And it just really was a bad time, I feel, for metal. I actually was starting to think, man, metal has had its day at those years. 2017, 2018, I was just like, Jesus. What is modern metalcore doing? What's the kind of most popular form of metal doing? It was really bad. And all the bands were just doing kind of genty riffs, shouting on the riffs and then breaking into a melodic chorus and going all white. You just heard it once, you'd heard it a million times. But since 2020, and really kind of since we've been checking out a lot on this show as well, man, there's some really nice, fresh modern metalcore coming down the pipe, and a nice number of bands doing it as well, where they've just taken that and, ditched it and moved on. Kept some of the genty elements, gone even further with the digital guitar tones and the heaviness and the stabbiness. The drums are heavier than they ever were before. But now it feels complete. It feels solid. It doesn't just feel like it's really loud drums and then everything else is kind of competing with it. Everything's loud. Everything's chunky, solid, dense, feels weighty, feels cohesive together as well. So it comes at you as a solid block of sound, as I say, that just fills your head with sound. It's really dope. I really enjoy listening to it, and we're going to just keep on listening to it today. I think we're just going to do all 7 today and say sod it. How far are we at? Oh, we're only 20 minutes so far. This is the Motion Mosaic. I'm pretty sure we've had them on the channel before in the past. The track is called Death Exempt. Let's enjoy these guys. All the bands do sound different. They've all got their own tone and sound. They don't all just sound like they're using the same amps and recording techniques and things like that. There's a different vibe and sound to each band. But there's always a plan. Now let us play. Let go of my life. If you're leaving, I'll follow you down. We never back so damn close to the ground. So sorry I wasn't there. The stagnant you're gonna share. The process that made us save just to keep ourselves from burning. With a color and a strawberries. yeah, I'm sure we've had these guys on the channel before, but I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for these guys. This one's from 2 weeks ago, not too long ago, off a new EP, Limbo Conditions. Hopefully we get some more videos out, and guys, if you watch this channel, send that straight over. Man, these guys are a bit next level in my opinion. Ironically, they sound the most old school. They've got that kind of more mid-2000s sound and vibe to them, but there's a lot of ideas going on in this music, and really, really dope ideas as well. Kind of reminded me of gospel and things like that. Actually, they've made a bit of a comeback just lately. But yeah, some really nice avant-garde kind of vibes and edges coming into this one that you don't normally hear. Mathcore edges as well. So man, very, very nice music. Let's keep it going. This is KAOZM. Their track is called Hollow Realm. Let's give it a spin. Nice synth parts on that section as well to bring in extra elements. Nice. Nice. Another just solid thick, cohesive track that comes at you like a solid block of sound. Very, very cool. The only thing that didn't work for me in this one, and it kind of was where it broke up the solid block of sound, was where they had the stabby section with those glitchy bits in between. I didn't feel like the glitchy sounds were kind of cool enough or worthy enough to stop the whole track for, you know? I think if you're going to have pauses like that with things in the pause, my favourite way to do it is do some on the drums in those sections. But if you're going to bring in some synthy sounds, I think they've got to be really dope, cool synthy sounds that's worth kind of having a pause and just having those playing for. That would be my only thing on that one. The last band that we're going to get to today, they got new metalcore on their page here. The Site of Impact. We have had these guys on the channel before, and I hope all these bands now that they've been on the channel, we've finally gone and pulled out the free queue, that next time they got videos out, and this one did only come out 11 days ago, so if they've got new stuff coming out, the next time they'll skip the queue so they don't have to wait in the queue for so long. Although these guys apparently have only waited 11 days, which isn't too bad, to be honest with you. Some of these guys have been in there months and months. The track is called Left Behind. Let's finish off with these guys. And I've had a real blast for just over half an hour checking out modern metalcore. Such a fat sound in these bands.
You're all going to die down here.
I think I'm all in on the video.
Every day we slowly give up our sanity. Wellness comes to an end. We stand together and pretend. We all live in holy ways. It all in our hearts and our minds. While we separate and pray for all the quiet fall behind.
Nice vocal layering with these as well.
While we separate and pray for all the quiet fall behind.
Great job, great video, love that one. It takes some serious, strict training that if you're kind of one of these, mercenary dudes in the zombie apocalypse, that the second that you get bitten, you're just like, that's it, bang, finish yourself off, and not be one of those guys that's like, no, it's all right, I'm okay, don't worry about it. And then half an hour later, you've killed someone else. I thought that was really dope, that the second he got bit, he was like, right, that's it for me, I'm over, bang. Really cool. Another great video, another really nice way to do the melodic side of this one. None of the bands today have been 2015 to 2020 modern metalcore, which is just standard genty riffs, shouty vocals, breaking into a singy chorus with some wide open chords, bit of synth coming in at that point as well, and then back into the gent and flopping back and forth between those. None of the bands today, and we've gone through a lot of bands today, and 35 minutes worth of music, and none of the bands have done that. And even the bands that have come close to doing that have done it in a different way. They've kept the heavy vocal, or they've done like a manly shouting melodic vocal, which is something I really like, but brought in orchestral style or extra layering vocals, stereoized, padded it out, widened out the vocal at those sections, but not just gone into a singy, chorus. I really like that we've moved on from that, and that bands are thinking outside that box and doing different stuff, and that we're not just treading that same water that we were for far too long in the end of the 2010s. 2020s plus, it seems to have moved on, and in a really nice way. All the bands today have sounded different. The guitar tones are different. These guys are, molding their own digital tones, not just using like a PV amp like everyone else did in the past or whatever, it's where you could tell what amp it is straight away, and everyone had the same tone. Nowadays, all these guitarists have got their own custom tones with their own EQ on them, their own IRs and all of that stuff. There's so much customization with the digital side of things compared to just using an amp and a pedal, that it means all of these guitarists have got their own unique custom tones, and that gives the music its own unique custom sound as well. It's super dope. Thickest, chunkiest, heaviest, punchiest music you can get. The modern mix has just absolutely killed this music in the greatest way, that it just comes at you like a freight train even. I was going to say a steamroller, but it's not a steamroller because it comes at you with a force. It's like a freight train of sound, hits you around the head, and absolutely obliterates you with the noise. And it's just a great experience to listen to this music, as well as enjoying the riffs and the melodies and the kind of musical aspect of it. Actually just listening to it loud with headphones, or if you're at a gig or whatever, is a great experience to feel the vibrations hitting you. It's dope. So I really enjoy this music. I hope you've stuck with this one today. I think if you like modern metalcore, man, you've had a great one today, because there's 7 dope bands. None of them have been weak, in my opinion. They've all offered something different and in a different way. Really modern and kind of freshest stuff you can listen to as well. All sounding like their own, in a unique way. Super dope. So give us a like if you've enjoyed these bands, and the time that we've put in, nearly 40 minutes now. I'll stop gabbering on. Hope you're having a good week and all that jazz. We'll see you tomorrow for some more cool bands. Other than that, see you guys. Bye.